This week on My Time to Talk.
That person in the past, because shackles are still made in Birmingham, England. You know what I mean? And who are those shackles for if it's not for slaves in another country?
Munitions are still being made in England to send to other countries. So you're not going to invest in the NHS, you're not going to invest in the infrastructure of this country, but you're going to send people to war. Who's looking after these people when they get injured?
The child punched him in the eye, and you know that's why he had a black eye.
Yeah,
it's like child needs something as well. Then
I don't think so. I don't think it was done. Might have been a little scuffle in the hallways before it was announced that, Elon, you gotta go. Well, he wasn't a brown person, it was a white person. And then they were outraged that it was told to be a white person. Why? How come it's a white person? How come they're told it's a white man straight away if it was
Gaza? And then shut them all up. Yeah. Got them in all one place to shoot them all up. Yeah. Right.
My time to talk. We're back.
We're going to get that music.
Survive the half term. I know, yeah.
My time to talk.
It's not going to be that.
It's going to be hip hop.
Yeah, probably.
My time to talk. We're here again. So,
yeah, I was going to speak about the Liverpool parade. The champion, the Premier League parade that was happened.
Awful.
So after
condolences to anybody that got hurt or maimed in that situation as well.
Well, yeah, it was over 79 people that were injured. Basically, for those that don't know, if you've been living under a rock in England, then you probably wouldn't have heard, but everybody else will have. So 79 people were injured during Liverpool's Premier League parade, basically. So they won the Premier League, and then there was a parade through Liverpool. Obviously, it's something that, you know what I mean, had been long awaited for them. So this is families, children, you know, it's pitched as a family-friendly event, and then this guy has just basically run over 79 people, which I don't think anybody died miraculously.
No, but there is a few people still in hospital.
Very injured.
Yeah.
So the whole of England was in thingy. I would say the whole of England. The far right basically were having a field day at the time, thinking people that are always worried about women and children. They weren't worried about the women and children. They were wondering whether it was going to be a brown person that had done it, and they were waiting for it to be a brown person so that they could riot in the streets again. Well, he wasn't a brown person, it was a white person. And then they were outraged that it was told to be a white person. Why? How come it's a white person? How come they're told it's a white man straight away? If it was a brown man, we wouldn't have heard that it's a brown man straight away.
The reason is because of what you did the last time.
But that's the reason that, you know what I mean? And that's what I thought. Isn't it funny now that the media has now had to come out straight away before any other information is released and just clarify that this is a white British male that has committed the crime. But even then, as I said, that didn't abate them. They were still, well, Muslims can be white. That's what they were.
Oh my God!
They were saying then. Do you know what I mean? So then it went to that. So then they've clarified again. Now it's a former Royal Marine, British, non-Muslim, white man, Paul Doyle, 53. From West Derby. So he was arrested on Monday, and he's been charged with, I think it was grievous bodily harm.
Yeah. Attempted murder for one person, for a couple.
No, attempted murder, I don't think.
I think they took 3 days to actually. I thought when they says
it's the highest that
we've got him. We were allowed to question him more. I thought, what is the questions that you're going to be asking him? Because
it's all on tape.
Wasn't it all on tape?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These people are in hospital and you're questioning him a little longer, and it took you 3 days to name him. or no, more than 3 days
No,
to
I think
name
it
him,
was
wasn't
about
it?
that. Yeah, I think it was. They did say, as I said, they said that it was a white guy, but I think it was about a couple of days to name him as well. But it was the way, the wording, like family man, blah blah blah. All the neighbours said sweet guy and all of this type of stuff. Like they still pussyfoot around the language with these types of things, like compared to, you know, our counterparts. Basically, it would have been terrorist this and that. Like, it still wasn't classed as a terror incident. They said it's definitely not terror related. I thought anything
no, it's terror, but it's
people,
not
but
terrorist.
terrorism. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, again, it just questions
but
why
how do we
he was
know?
allowed.
How do we know it's not a terrorist?
Related, because you get a lot of these Marines that are disenfranchised
Yeah.
with, you know, England, and how they feel like they've been let down as well. Like, I would say that's kind of the same thing, and I'm not saying that's what it was.
Well, it says that he was drug related as well. That he was coked up.
Oh,
he was cocained up. That was obviously an excuse.
Yeah.
Because even if you sniffed a whole bag of coke, you know that you're running down 79 people.
This is it. And I saw people, it's like something must have happened in the build up to it. Because, once I found out everybody was, you know, thingy about it, I just kind of tuned out, because I thought, this is just going to turn into a whole race war again. But yeah, it seemed like in the very first day that it happened, like the videos that I saw before the whole ploughing part of it, people were trying to open his door before that. So I don't, like, it was like something had happened before that, and that's what made him then do that. So I don't know, like,
no, because
I heard some reports saying that he had anxiety, he was anxious, or other people saying that he, you know, he was unwell, or whatever the case may be.
He reversed into that man, first of all.
Okay.
When he reversed into the man and started to move forward again, that's when they tried to open the door to stop him.
Yeah.
But it also begs the question that why haven't you got those, you know, those, what do they use for people that are racing down the road?
Oh, the humps, or the speed.
What's it? So that they could stop his car from going any further.
I don't know why his car was allowed to go down there.
But they says that they let an ambulance through.
But
and he followed the ambulance through.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they should have, like, this is a big old parade. Like, I can understand an ambulance being let through.
And shouldn't the ambulance be let through, and then the police say, "Oh,
him, like, no,
where are you going?" Type of thing.
Exactly my point. So again, it's like,
so is he known?
That allowed?
Was he known by somebody,
or did they think he was just following the person in the ambulance? But either way, that shouldn't have been allowed. Then was my point. Like, if you can see a whole, you know, parade going on, why the hell is this car being allowed to follow the ambulance? They said there were snipers up on top of the roof and all of that. So that means there must have been a police. Again, you know what I mean? That's what they did to other people, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know
I mean, the guy that they boxed in,
they would say,
we won't go into that.
There's too many people for the thingy. But
no, but don't forget, when they box that black guy in,
that's my point. Chris Cabot,
they killed him.
They killed him. That's my point.
Because he was in danger to other people.
Exactly.
Apparently.
So this is my point. Like, you know, they can use all of the freaking, like, anybody is you know, he was allowed to just do a free-for-all with those people's lives, basically. Whereas Chris Cabot, he was in a car with Finger, and they said, he rammed into the police car. That's one police car, and that man's dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, never mind the whole thing of people. This guy has been dragged out of the car.
Supposing the guy
he's fine. He's alive. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be, but it just shows that when they want to police in the correct way, they can police in the correct way. And when they don't, they don't.
Because really and truly, if anything, they should have dragged him out that car on the first instance, and probably stopped him, because he could have took out a gun and shot 79 people.
don't
in the
know
time
what
that
his
it took
intentions
them
were. That's what I'm
to
saying. From the
get
time
to
he's
him.
there, they don't know what. That's what I was saying. Like from the time he's behind the ambulance, like why wasn't there any police to stop him from there? Because they don't know what his intentions were. Like clearly, if they're just trying to say he was a drunk and just acting an idiot, it was still very dangerous, wasn't it? It's still, go and tell them people, 79 people that were injured. That, do you know what I mean? It's no excuse what your actual intentions were if you're still able to hurt 79 people, you know, and they ain't getting recompensed for that, are they? Whether he goes to prison or not. So yeah, just wanted to highlight that one. Oh, Elon got the sack.
Oh gosh. Oh no. He didn't get the sack. He didn't get the sack. He was asked to leave. He wanted to leave.
No,
because he's done his job now.
Yeah, right.
He's done his job now.
They made
so
a whole government
nothing to do with the fact that Tesla's gone down.
Doge is no more. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh. Did you see the man tweaking in the Oval Office? So it's got nothing to do with his ketamine use again. So if you're rich enough, you can get all the drugs you want.
Yeah, all the drugs he wants.
But he needed that for like to help with his neurodivergency.
Yes.
And, you know, to help calm him down. But it seemed that he must have.
He needs to give some to his child. Then if he says
over the top,
he says that his child punched him in the eye, and you know that's why he had a black eye.
Yeah,
it's like. Child needs something as well then.
I don't think so. I don't think it was a child. It might have been a little scuffle in the hallways before it was announced that, Elon, you gotta go. Like, you know, you've got the key. You've got the key, Elon. It's just, I'm sorry, I've had to take the money and it's just not working anymore, Elon.
Here's the key to the Oval Office store, Elon.
You can come and visit anytime.
But don't bring your baby.
But Doge is over.
Don't bring X.
Yeah.
Don't bring X. It's a bit violent. I mean, look at your ad.
Oh gosh. So yeah, had to mention that one because
definitely
made me giggle. Lastly, Kia staying at home again. Is getting us ready for war readiness.
Oh. I thought that yesterday.
£15 billion worth of war readiness.
I thought, what is he not telling us about this? You know what I mean? Like, what is he not telling us? He says we need to be ready, and I thought, ready for what?
Warmonger. That's why. Do you know what I mean?
Ready for what?
This is what I'm saying.
I didn't know we was at war with anybody.
I didn't know we had any money because anytime people have got their hand out asking for some money, this government saying like, thingy, like you got people here. Having to get a whole second jobs just to pay the gas and electric. Do you know what I mean? They
can't pay the bin men.
No money for the disabled. No money for the bin men. Like the bin men don't even want extra money. They just want the money
that they deserve.
Do you know what I mean? They just don't want to pay cut, but we can't pay them. Do you know what I mean? No money for decent teachers.
No money for
money for nothing. Do you know what I mean?
People who's got disabilities.
$15 billion. For freaking ammunition companies and submarines and nuclear weapons and do you know what I mean? Like this dude is actually laughing in our faces, like
really and truly.
No joke. Do you know what I mean?
You've got
and I'm
potholes going
who the
galore.
hell is going to fight for this guy? Do you know, or for this country? Like nobody's going to fight for a country that you know what I mean, that they know doesn't give a damn about them. Do you know what I mean? Like the UK, every time you go to these traffic lights now, you've got somebody there with their hand out. These aren't, you know, back in the day, it would be like, say, Romanians or, do you know what I mean? It's not even that anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally British people standing there with their hand out. Do you know what I mean?
To me, the worst thing is that they are soldiers. Ex-soldiers. A lot of them are ex-soldiers.
So who do you think is going to be signing up for this thingy?
I really do. I think that is a disgrace. Who does he think is going to
be signing up to come and fight for him? Literally, he said, signal the government plan to increase the size of the army from 74,400 to at least 76,000 full-time soldiers after the next election. I'm like, where are you going to, you know what he's probably going to do? It's going to be your family.
It's going to be a call-up. It's going to be all the people that are 16 and over that won't go in for a job. He's going to have to go to
what's the country so much. I hope it's used like that's going literally because I know that I won't be sending my bloody children But yeah, literally, like, it's just an absolute joke. Like, as I said, if you've got money, you've got billions, literally billions,
To
spend on a war with who? Who are we at war with? Do you know what I mean? Are you just asking for war then? Do you know what I mean? Like,
or do you know something that we don't know?
that's what I'm saying.
There's old people shivering in their houses,
Scared to put on the heating,
to get something to eat from a food bank right now. You know what I mean? They're not bothered about a war
we have
or anything.
nuclear threats from Russia and China, apparently. That's
Have
what
we?
he's saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
we're facing a new era of nuclear threat. But, you know, if you just come out of people's business, then we'd be absolutely fine.
No, he can't come out of people's business because he knows that we've got nothing else but cannabis to export. So therefore, how can we come out of their business when they are importing our food? They are delivering our parcels. They are driving our taxis. They are. How can he come out of them countries? You know what I mean? Like, he's just made a deal with India to produce what?
I don't know.
Clothes and things like that. You know what I mean? Like,
God.
I can't remember the last time, as I said on this podcast before, that I bought something that says made in England. And yes, I don't want it to be, the only thing that I can say made in England is a sniper or a gun or something. I know that England has been that person in the past because shackles are still made in Birmingham, England. You know what I mean? And who are those shackles for if it's not for slaves in another country?
Munitions are still being made in England to send to other countries, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, to me, it was just absolutely ridiculous. He's talking about 30,000 highly skilled jobs will also be created through this increased investment in research in weapons and manufacturing. Like, it's like, are you just trying to take the P out of us? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all of the highly skilled jobs in other areas, no, we're not interested in that. You can
the doctors are out on strike.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely a joke, an absolute joke. So yeah, again, so you're not going to invest in the NHS, you're not going to invest in the infrastructure of this country, where you're going to send people to war. Who's looking after these people when they get injured? Do you know what I mean? When your NHS has collapsed and you've got no mental health services and this and that, who's looking after all them people? They're going back on the home because there's back to homelessness because there's no social housing. Do you know what I mean? You've got people in social housing with damp all up their thingy, they can't get their appliances fixed, this and that. Like, this man needs to sort out his priorities, seriously.
Well, it's not in my backyard, is it? You know, it's not happening in his backyard.
That's
you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. It's not his children that
it's not his children that's going to be going to war.
No.
And and looking after. The last time that all the other countries went to war with England against the Germans was because the Germans were a threat to this country, you know what I mean, and other countries. Really, right now, everybody praises up the Germans, and the Germans can walk in and out of this country as much as they like. But a person who fought for the Germans to be not taking us over cannot enter this country, cannot come to this country under any circumstances. And if they do, without legal pass, so to speak, they will be deported. And you and everybody is saying, like, oh, we've got these immigrants in here, we've got these immigrants in here. Some of those immigrants actually fought in the First and the Second World War.
Yeah, they don't
remember that.
They don't care, Mum. So yeah.
My time to talk.
Time to talk.
Let's get those numbers up.
Yeah.
You want to know this history. There's so much history in this country that we are not even looking at. But the worst of it is, as we've said together, is that things are going round And the same thing is going round again, you know, and are we not going to learn any lessons?
No,
Are we not going to try and change anything?
No, we're not. As long as there's capitalism and selfish rich people, we'll still be learning this lesson over and over and over again, unfortunately.
I mean, did you see, well, we'll probably talk about that next week, but did you see how they sent food into Gaza and then shut them all up?
Yep.
Got them in all one place to shoot them all up.
Yeah. And this is just because they don't want to send the actual humanitarian experts in there to dish out all of the hundreds of trucks that have been waiting to get in there for over 3 months. They want to set up their own Israeli, what do they call it, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. There's nothing humanitarian about it. It's actually humiliation, and it's actually quite disgusting. These packs are like just a little pack full of like dried food, and it's all Israeli goods, so they're actually profiting after their
killing.
starvation. No cooking material, nothing, not even a tin of condensed milk. We know that like at least a tin of condensed milk could help to keep a baby alive, and they know these babies are starving to death, and you know, none of this stuff is fit for use, basically, if you've got no cooking materials or fuel in order to cook it on. Like, this is all dried and canned goods. As I said, absolutely disgusting. And then
we will be talking about it.
Then they shot them all up,
you know what I mean?
as they've herded them in there like bloody animals.
There's a saying in Jamaica that God not asleep. Watch yourselves.
Yeah. So
subscribe.
Subscribe.
On that note, subscribe,
Yeah.
like and subscribe.
And
comment.
Comments.
Come on.
Thanks for all
We've had a few comments.
subscribers as well, and we appreciate you. So thank you. Keep it up, and comment. Let us know what you think. See you next week.
My time
My time
to talk.